I came home for Christmas and found my grandma eating cold leftovers by herself. On the table was a ripped note in my mom's handwriting. Spent your $8,500 loan on a family cruise. Take care of grandma. My stomach dropped. 2 days later, that same family was blowing up my phone, begging. Grandma gave me a tired smile. They left yesterday, she said, like she was reading the weather. No warning, no call, just a note and a fridge full of scraps. The house was quiet in that ugly way that makes your ears ring. That $8,500 wasn't extra. I'd worked nights, weekends, Uber shifts, skipped meals, all for dental surgery I'd been putting off for years. But my parents sold it as a short-term loan. We'll pay you back by February, Mom had promised. And I'd nodded because when I didn't, I was not family. They only called when they needed cash. They missed my milestones, but never missed a transfer. The next morning, my sister posted a photo from a luxury ship in the Caribbean. Bathrobes, champagne, all of them grinning. Caption: finally, some peace away from all the leeches and negativity. They used my money, dumped grandma at home, and still called me the leech. That night, I dragged my dad's old filing cabinet into the garage. Papers everywhere. Bank statements, password reset emails, withdrawals that matched gas stations my dad always used. Grandma sat beside me and opened a faded notebook. Let's start with 2016, she said. That's when your mother took my pension login. By midnight, we had a pattern. By morning, we had a plan. They came home acting like nothing happened. My mom swept in, sunglasses still on indoors. Did you even clean up? She snapped, stepping over grandma's shawl. Dad grunted at me. Oh, you're still here? My brother dropped his bags and said, where's the food? I pointed to the fridge. Still plenty of the ham you left. I sat them at the table and opened my laptop. First, a spreadsheet. Every transfer out of grandma's pension, every ATM pull, every emergency that turned into makeup and gadgets. Mom's voice tightened. Where did you get this? From the bank, I said. You should be more careful with other people's passwords. Then I showed the messages. Mom texting my sister. He won't notice the cruise deposit. My sister replying, he's a softie. Then I opened the last file. Slow, on purpose. First, I slid a printed email across the table. Then I read the subject line, report of elder financial abuse. Next, I tapped the attachments, statements, screenshots, dates. After that, I played a recording of my brother's wife crying on my porch. I begged him not to do this. Then I looked at my parents. You have 48 hours to return every penny. Next, I said it flat. Or I send it to the state and the media. My dad's face went purple. My sister's hands shook. My mom tried to laugh like it was a joke. You'd ruin your own family, she hissed. No, I said. You ruined yourselves. I'm just forwarding the truth. Grandma finally spoke. She stood at the head of the table, small but steady. I raised you, she told them, and you repaid me with stolen money and moldy leftovers. The room went dead. They tried to wait me out for a day, like they always did. So on day 2, I hit send. The case number came back that night. The next morning, my lawyer's letters landed in their inboxes. Suddenly, the silence turned into panic. Mom showed up first, looking wrecked, and shoved an envelope at me. A cashier's check for $8,500. You're lucky to get this, she snapped. I didn't even invite her in. I'm lucky I caught you, I said, and shut the door. My sister paid next, in pathetic little chunks. My brother fought until my lawyer filed for wage garnishment. He showed up at my door, furious and unshaven. You ruined everything, he spat. I handed him the court notice. No, you did. By the end of the second week, every dollar was back with interest. I finally got my dental surgery. I bought grandma a lift chair and hired a home nurse. The rest went into an account only she and I could touch. When she signed the papers, she cried and whispered, they didn't take you. They stopped calling after that. The house got quiet in a way that felt clean, like cutting out something infected and finally letting the wound breathe. What would you have done in my place? Would you have hit send or swallowed it again? Drop your take in the comments.